And I want to talk about the future of crypto and the various possibilities that which direction we as a community are going to choose. Because it makes a huge difference to me and I think to the world. Many of us have taken crypto as a way to make money, as an investment, which is tragic because the true purpose of crypto and the original intent was to give economic freedom to the individual, not by investing, but by using these currencies for what they were intended for. And very few people are actually using currencies other than maybe Bitcoin and Ethereum, Monero perhaps. We need to make a choice. What are we going to do? Are we going to free ourselves from burdensome governments and top-down power structure and gain personal freedom? Or are we going to become part of that system of the power structure and nothing will change? I don't want to be president. I merely want the stage. I ran for president in 2016 under the Libertarian banner. I lost the nomination to Governor Johnson, but just not by much. I think I'll win the nomination for the Libertarian Party this year. I merely want the national stage so that I can talk about the things that I think are very important, not just for America, but for the entire world. So I would make a terrible president. I really would. Neither could I ever be elected given my background. However, in America, I have the right, if I have enough following, which I do, I have the right to run if I have enough support, and I have that support. So I'm just running so that I can speak to America on the national stage and to the world as well. Because I think, again, the blockchain, as I said, and cryptocurrency offers us for the first time in human history an opportunity to free ourselves from dictatorships, from governments that have become enlarged and no longer serve the people. If we have economic freedom, then all other freedoms follow from that. All governments control us by controlling the economy. We need to change that.
How can the blockchain become a breakthrough for cybersecurity?
It's probably one of the best technologies to use for cybersecurity because the blockchain verifies reality. For example, if we apply the blockchain and someone, let's say you work for a corporation, and you're worried about hackers getting into your system, which is all hackers are looking to get into anything that's of value to them. If you apply the blockchain, then that person coming in, the blockchain will say, wait, you don't belong here. I'm sorry, you're not in the history of this company, and therefore you must be trying to do something bad. That's just one example. I think the blockchain is the greatest thing to happen for cybersecurity. And it's being implemented with many cybersecurity companies now. Well, I think the first thing we need to do is make it easier for people to access the applications and facilities of cryptocurrency. Right now, it's very difficult. You need wallets which are new to many people. The interfaces require a fair amount of technical knowledge for many people. We have to change that. We have to make it so that the average housewife or plumber or whatever can easily access. And number two, there is no instruction manual for crypto. I mean, everybody writes their own. We just need a very small, it doesn't need to be huge, a how-to. In America we have these books, How to Do This for Dummies, right? We need the same thing for crypto because it is not that complicated. But people fear the concept because they do not understand it. And anything that people do not understand, they fear. And so if you fear it, you're not likely to dive into it. So that needs to be changed. The benefits to cryptocurrency are enormous. For example, a wallet is a bank, is it not? It's your personal private bank. If you want to, for example, if I wanted to do a wire transfer from America to London, I have to go to my bank, fill out forms. It takes a lot of time and effort. If I want to do it using cryptocurrency, it takes 30 seconds. If I have your wallet address, we have agreed on our transaction, I just click send and it's done. And a few seconds later, you have the money. When people understand the power, the facility, and ease of use, then they will be more attracted rather than afraid. So I intend to get up and talk about the power of it and how it will make your life easier more secure, and give you more control over your own finances. I don't really care what a government thinks or what their position is about crypto. Crypto has its own power that supersedes the power of governments. Right now, the only problem we have is that all of our exchanges are centralized. So if a government does not like what's happening, they can shut down the exchange. Now, they can't stop you from sending and receiving funds because they don't even know about it, especially if you're using a privacy coin like Monero. So I don't care what governments do. I don't want to be subservient to the government. Cryptocurrency is permissionless and trustless. That's the foundation of it. You don't need permission from anybody to do it. Yet we're looking for governments to give us permission? No, that makes no sense. Ignore the governments. Ignore the laws. Why? You cannot enforce a law that can't be enforced. Governments are going to have to change dramatically when distributed exchanges arrive. Because when that happens, you can't shut down exchanges anymore. Governments will lose all power. So no matter what they do, no matter what their attitude, it will not matter. So for me, don't worry about Malta accepting it or China not accepting it. It's all the same. In the end, governments will have to accept one fact. We, as people, have the right to control our own finances without interference and without permission.
Do you think cryptocurrency will ever be able to fully replace the traditional banking system?
Well, it will. I mean, of course it will. I mean, it's like if you just look at the power of crypto and the obstructive nature of international banking, banking cannot survive. Banks know this. This is why large banks like JP Morgan and others are so afraid of cryptocurrency, because they see what has to come. And it's coming whether we like it or not. And it's out of the box. Pandora's box has been opened. It's not going to go back in. It's just going to continue to thrive and grow throughout the world. So banks will disappear. Fiat currency will disappear. I don't know when, but certainly within 10 years. So we will have a drastically different world. Banks will play no part.
Don't you think there's a possibility for such systems to both exist at the same time, and it's just a matter of a person to choose?
I do not. Absolutely not. Because as long as the banking system exists, we are still subservient to the power structure. Here's the problem. Power corrupts, always. We are humans. We love and we feel hope and we have dreams and compassion. But at the same time, we're greedy, fearful, we hate, and we have anger. We are imperfect human beings. Governments are also imperfect, only much more so. If an individual is angry with someone else and they get into a fight, the worst that happens is a busted nose, and then you have drinks together afterwards. What happens when you magnify the individual anger by thousands or tens of thousands, which is a government? A government is composed of tens of thousands of people. When governments become angry, entire civilizations are destroyed. Cities are bombed. So it magnifies. Power does corrupt because we are imperfect. So we don't want that power centralized. We want the power in the individual, so that the worst that can happen in any situation is minor. It's a permissionless, trustless, peer-to-peer system where no one is involved except you and I. If you and I have a transaction, nobody else is involved. Neither should they be. This is the issue.